Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with another movie reaction. We are watching Interstellar. It won the poll over on Patreon, and I know it's directed by a well-loved director, Christopher Nolan. I've seen 4 of his films, the first 2 in the Batman trilogy. I've seen Inception, which is on this channel right now already, and I've seen Dunkirk. So all very, very solid movies, so I'm looking forward to this one. I'm actually not sure which movie this is, though. I've seen 2 trailers for space movies in the last couple of years, and I'm not sure which one this is. There's one with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock, and then there's one with Matthew McConaughey, and we'll see. So yeah, I'm excited to check this out. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started.
I thought you were the ghost.
No such thing as ghost, babe.
Why does it feel like I got something in my eye, even though I'm watching the movie and not in the movie?
It's not a ghost. It's gravity. Coordinates.
What?
You don't know what you're gonna find.
Ah.
And that is why I can't take you.
Hide in the car.
Grandpa will be home in a while. Tell him I'll call him on the radio.
She's in the car. She's totally in the car.
Deke! What are you doing? Funny? Huh?
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
They're old and they're controlled.
Hathaway.
Units are
We're NASA.
NASA.
I hope the little girl gets to go into space too.
I heard
Merv.
they shut appeared 48 years ago.
Someone placed it there.
Ooh.
Whoever they are, they appear to be looking out for us. That wormhole lets us travel to other stars.
If you're leaving, just go.
I need to fix this before I go.
I'll keep it broken so you have to stay.
Ooh.
After you kids came along,
I figured out the message. It says stay, Dad. Look at this. It says stay. Why? You're not listening. It says stay. When?
It says stay? But then why did they open up the wormhole?
Time will run differently for us.
we might even be the same age. You and me. What? Imagine that.
Not the best thing to say to calm her down.
I have no idea when you're coming back.
Come on, Murph. Don't make me leave like this, Murph.
I feel for that little girl so much. She's still there.
Go for a main engine start. 9. 8. 7. 6.
She didn't want to leave it
Main
that
engine
way.
start. Plenty of slaves for my robot colony.
A giant, sarcastic robot. What a great idea.
I have a cue light I can use when I'm joking, if you like.
That'd probably help.
Yeah, you can use it to find your way back into the ship after I blow you out the airlock.
What's your human side, Doris?
That's one. Absolute honesty isn't always the most diplomatic, nor the safest form of communication with emotional beings.
Okay. 90% it is, Dr. Brand.
Do not go gentle into that good night.
Always like that.
Rage against the dying of the light.
Very cool.
Don't!
Yet, I wouldn't. And she did it.
First handshake.
Every hour we spend on that planet will be 7 years back on Earth. That's relativity, folks.
For Beacon.
Seems like a bust, right?
Where's the rest?
Towards the mountains.
Those aren't mountains. They're waves.
Get back to the ship. Oh, time
Doyle, back to the Ranger now.
to go.
Go, go, go!
Oh. Holy crap, that guy is so dead.
I've waited years.
How many years? 23 years, 4 months, 8 days.
Jeez.
I met another girl, Dad. I really think this is the one. Her name's Lois. It's her right there. Boat, sure piece.
Merv never sent anything. Oh. Jessica Chastain.
Today's my birthday, and it's a special one because you told me you once told me that when you came back we might be the same age.
Oh.
And today I'm the age you were when you left. So it might be a real good time for you to come back.
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space. Maybe we should trust that, even if we can't understand it yet. The tiniest possibility of seeing Wolf again excites me. That doesn't mean I'm wrong.
It might.
Jeez.
Did my father know? Did he leave me?
Not go.
Wait, Matt Damon?
Brand, did you know? He told you, right?
No.
This was all a sham. He left us here. Did my father know too? Dad? I just want to know if you left me here to die.
Of course not.
I just have to know.
Oh, damn. Jeez.
Cooper, what can I do?
Let me go home.
Have a seat here for me. It's bad. They cannot stay here. Okay?
Where can they go?
Professor, I am having trouble completing the boot up.
I don't understand.
What?
I never really considered the possibility that my planet wasn't the one.
Alright, hey buddy, why don't you give me a big deep breath?
Felt the twist coming.
I'm sorry!
Jeez.
Let me make something abundantly clear. You have a responsibility. Oh, Jesus!
Coop, get her stuff. She's going on. You faked all the data.
Just so somebody would come.
You fucking coward.
Yes.
What the heck, man?
You gonna wait for your next kid to die?
No! Not the man, there's a 50-50 chance you're gonna kill yourself! Those are the best odds I've had in years.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, I can't watch you go through this, I'm sorry. I thought I could.
This coward.
But I can't. Rage against the dying of the light. Ah! Help! Help! Cooper?
Oh. You're joking. She's burning down all the crops so they have to come.
I'm sorry.
What?
Man, it's lying.
Robbery, do you read me? Robbery!
Crap.
Please don't make
What the heck?
attempt docking. Please respond.
Not gonna respond. Too bad they don't have missiles on this thing, right? Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is about all mankind. There is a moment.
Oh! There is a moment. It's gonna tear you to shreds.
Cooper, there's no point using her fuel to chase...
Analyze the endurance suspend.
You wanna try to catch it?
Cooper, what are you doing?
Docking.
What? Come on, come on. Holy crap. You gotta be kidding me.
Okay. Ready for our next trick?
What the heck, man? That was insane.
That's the plan. We let
You always do.
Gargantua pull us down close to the horizon. Then a powered slingshot around, launching us towards
There we go. This visualization of what a black hole would be like turned out to be quite similar. We got a picture of it at one point, right? Gorgeous and terrifying.
Detach.
Goodbye, Tars.
Nice reckless flying. Learn from the master. Ranger 2, prepare to detach.
What? No! No! Cooper!
3.
You told me we had enough resources for both of us.
We agreed, Amelia. 90%.
Oh. What if the ghost reaching out was him to her? What is even happening right now? Are these the books? Those are the books on her bookshelf, right? Amazing. Amazing.
Tell him, make you stay.
That's not how it works. Stay. Oh.
Don't let me leave, Murph.
What the heck?
No! 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 No!
It was you.
Yeah.
You were my ghost.
Come in, Cooper.
Tars?
Tars.
I'm gonna find a way to tell Murph, just like I found this moment.
How, Cooper?
Love, Tars, love. It's just like you said. My connection with Murph, it is quantifiable. It's the key. We code the data into the movement of the second hand.
Are you kidding me right now?
Translate the data into Morse and feed it to me.
Did you set this thing on fire? Oh, this is beautiful. Oh.
What happens now?
Oh! When she reached out her hand. Oh. What the heck? They picked him up. Whoa.
Honesty, 95%.
Confirmed.
Humor, 75%.
Confirmed. Auto self-destruct, T minus 10. 9.
Let's make that 60%.
How was your ghost?
I know. Because my dad promised me. No parent should have to watch their own child die. Go. Where? Brand. Maybe right now she's settling in for the long nap.
They set up a lot early on. Oh boy, what a movie. And it definitely benefits from a second watch or even a third or fourth, which I essentially did while editing this. I tried to cut it down to 10 minutes for YouTube, obviously. And yeah, first time I finished cutting it, it was like 25 minutes long. I was like, what am I gonna do? And I wound up watching things over and over and over again. So, and the amazing thing is I felt the emotional weight of it every single time. I was like sobbing. It took me so many days to edit this. Normally, a movie takes me 2 days, one day if I really rush it and like push myself to the brink. But yeah, this one took me days. I was just like, I can't deal with all these emotions at once. But and then one of the first lines that Murph says to her father is, "I thought you were the ghost." He is. He freaking is. Or was, or will be. I don't know. But yeah, everything's connected. You could tell like the little details were building to something bigger, but you just weren't sure how yet. Like in a lot of movies, you know where the movie's going to go. And I did guess that it was the other humans that were sending the messages through time. And I did guess slightly ahead of time that Cooper was the one sending messages to Merv as the ghost. But yeah, there were so many things that I didn't have a read on. There's that documentary type thing that's playing in the beginning, and all the people are talking in the past tense. And I think, I can't really tell if it's Murphy and Tom as they're old, because the actors don't, I can't tell what they look like really. But yeah, like they were talking about having to wear sheets. We used to put our bowls upside down. And if I had connected the dots while watching the film, I would have realized that humanity as a whole makes it past this whole entire ordeal. I would have realized that Plan A works because people who were on Earth survived long enough to talk about all of this in the past tense. But this movie was just so jam-packed full of great moments that I had forgotten the beginning of the film by the time I was questioning whether or not people make it into the future. Or survive in the future. And the setup for the situation on Earth is also really, really interesting, but the movie doesn't dwell too much on it. I certainly didn't in my reaction. There was like so much interesting stuff, but it's more of a vehicle to get Cooper off the planet and tell this deeply personal and emotional story. But the baseball thing was fun. The Yankees couldn't draw a crowd of like maybe 200 even. And then the chasing of that drone was such a great scene that I couldn't include. Mowing down all the corn to get to it. That was really fun to watch. The PTA meeting. I'm going to take her to a baseball game for her beating up some other kids over this Apollo nonsense. Got you suspended. And yeah, this was such a long movie. I had to cut quite a bit. I think it was like 2 hours and 50 minutes. But yeah, lots of things are really different now. I would love to see like a TV show of just like what the heck it was like on Earth for like days and days and days. Yeah, honestly, this could have been made into a TV show, but it wouldn't have the same budget. It wouldn't have the same cinematic value either. And I think it was, while I want to see more, I think they kept the perfect amount in. Yeah, this felt like a very, very well thought out and well made movie. And yeah, Murph believing and talking about to others about the Apollo mission. They've outlawed teachings of that because they claim the moon landing was fake. Just doing everything they can to bury NASA. all fascinating, even if it serves as just a reason behind why this adventure is necessary. It's good world building for sure. And the relationship between Murph and Tom, highly antagonistic as children, and then still butting heads a little bit when they're older. Her trying to get his family out of harm's way and him refusing to budge. Murph saying, "You're gonna watch another one of your children die." Oh, that was rough. And yeah, watching Cooper leave Murph behind was rough. It was probably insanely traumatic for her. I felt so bad for her. And the next scene is Tars telling jokes. Frickin' all here, Cooper. Mr. Cooper, plenty of slaves for my robot colony. It's so hilarious. I have a Q light I can turn on when I'm joking if you like. You can use it to find your way back to the ship after I blow you out the airlock. That is too good. It's too funny. And then there's the honesty parameters. 90% honest. And yeah, honesty is a huge theme throughout this film. We'll get more into that. I'm surprised they didn't tie back the humor thing into a different way, like actually blowing him out the airlock to save his life or something. But that would have been too ridiculous because, yeah, it was a joke. It was meant as a joke, not some foreshadowing that, like, all the crazy things that happened that tied together, none of it felt out of place. None of it seemed far fetched. And if they included some way of him Tars blowing Coop out of the airlock, that would have just been too much. But yeah, the first planet they go down to where water covers everything, but just barely, except for the giant freaking tidal waves. So that must be a result of the black hole's gravitational pull every time the planet makes one revolution, right? And I'm guessing the reason why the altitude of the planet seems to be pretty uniform is like such huge waves just crashing over the land over and over and over again until the planet is basically smooth all over. Gee, that's incredible to think about. And yeah, Miller, she sent a signal out and then was crushed by the wave, but because of how much faster time moves on the planet, the message was stretched out into like echoing, and so our team arrived just like a short relative time after she died. Oh, I mean, it's fascinating. I took a lot of physics classes when I was in high school, and then I took a few in college. I was supposed to be I wanted to be a physics teacher for a bit, but then the physics department in my college was kind of terrible. Not terrible. I mean, it was a good, I don't know. They made it boring. The teachers made it boring is what it was. But yeah, all of it seems to check out. A lot of it seems to check out with what I know and what I remember. Except for the ending, but we'll get to that. But then, they lost. I forgot that character's name. Rest in peace, guy. I forgot your name. Sorry, but come back 23 years later. Romilly is 23 years older. He didn't want to go to sleep because he thought they had died, and he didn't want to sleep his life away. That's wow. And then that scene with Cooper starting to watch years and years of messages. It's just incredible acting by McConaughey. I hadn't seen him in anything before, so yeah, didn't know how talented or not talented he was. I guessed he was pretty talented because he's a pretty big name actor. But yeah, a real treat witnessing that. The only thing I know about him is the all right kind of thing, which I don't know where that's even from, but that's a stark contrast between that and what happened with this film, his role in this film. But yes, seeing Murph grow up after that quick journey down to that planet, oh wow, played by the wonderful Jessica Chastain. I first saw her in The Help, really enjoyed her performance in that movie, and then enjoyed that movie as a whole, actually. And then in The Martian, so here she is in another space movie. Well, actually, this one came first, I think, right? But yeah, her and Matt Damon, again, working on another space film soon afterwards. It's interesting. But yeah, she'd grown up to be a scientist working at NASA with Dr. Brand, and then having no received no transmission from the space team for decades. That is rough. But yeah. And then Amelia, her justification for wanting to go to Edmonds instead of Man was love. Like, she was right. And this movie is trying to send a particularly powerful emotional message with that love is unquantifiable, it's immeasurable, but it travels through space and time. In the moment when she was explaining it, her reason for wanting to go to Edmonds, I thought it was kind of hokey at the time, but the way the story was executed, the way everything wove together, the proof that love can transcend time and space, the fact that Cooper used his love for his daughter to reach her, that is so powerful. Oh my god. Incredible storytelling. And the older Dr. Brand, meanwhile, we talked before about honesty being a huge theme, and he said he had to figure out this equation to be able to send the vast majority of humankind into space, and he asks Cooper to trust him. For the love of all that is holy, I think this was like at the end of the second act, though. Either way, the revelation that Dr. Brand had given up on Plan A years before, that was so hard to watch. For Merv to think that her father left her there to die, to suffocate. Come on, no. He was doing all of this to ensure her survival. That was heartbreaking. And honestly, it's something that Dr. Brand probably intended to take to his grave, but the guilt of such a monstrous lie. He connected with someone that he didn't think he would, with Merv. He was probably like a second daughter to her almost. To him, almost. But, yeah, he had to tell her the truth. And meanwhile, Romilly, I think, is a sleeper hit of a character. 23 years alone, studying, giving up hope that anyone was coming, just trying to help people back on Earth. Compare that to Man, who was alone for a couple years and was just like completely broken down and just, I pray you never learn just how good it can be to see another person's face. And then use that justification to lure people to this planet under false pretenses so that he can save his own ass and return and continue this mission. Rigged Kip to blow if anybody tried to check the logs. Wound up killing Romilly after he suffered through so much longer than he did. I mean, that's so tragic, honestly. Romilly's story. And like, he's the one who also tells Cooper about how to get that data back from the black hole back to the humans by sending TARS through, by passing the event horizon on a gentle black hole, gentle, at extreme speed. That's exactly what wound up happening, and yeah, that's a death that feels pretty bad. And then Man trying to leave Cooper to slowly suffocate to death. Couldn't even look him in the eye, couldn't watch him do it. My god. I mean, thankfully he didn't, because he would have seen him put the receiver back and would have been able to stop him. But yeah, earlier in the film, when Coop decided to go to Man instead of Edmund, Amelia told him that they might not have enough fuel to go back home, and he might have to choose between, or to go to Edmonds and back home, so he might have to choose between seeing his family again and saving the human race. And he did. He sent himself into the black hole with the Ranger so that she could break out of the gravitational pull of Gargantua. And she was the scientist. She was the one who was necessary to start work on this planet. And he sacrifices himself to make sure it would happen, knowing it would break the promise to his daughter that he'd come back. Except the five-dimensional beings were humans all along and planned all of this out. They knew that what was going to happen. And when he goes into that black hole, okay, I was talking about my desire to be a physics major and a physics teacher at some point earlier, but they took a lot of creative license with the ending there, with him in the black hole. But those of you who have seen my previous movies know that I don't really get bogged down with all the details if the emotional payoff is good enough. And oh boy, it is. And when you realize what's happening, Cooper on the other side of that bookshelf. Oh, and he's signaling to Murph like he's her ghost after all this time. And he was telling himself to stay, and she... And he doesn't believe her back then, but... Before he was like about to leave, but he's the one who's been sending that message to her for so long. And the freaking watch is how he gets through to her after so long. And then, yeah, he's woken up, having been rescued so many decades later. So there was a 23-year skip, and then there was a 51-year skip, which is a 74-year skip. They said he was 121, I think, so that means 121 is like, so 47 years old when this movie started. But yeah, he fixes up TARS, and we're back to the honesty thing again, because he ups the honesty parameters of TARS from 90% to 95%, so I think that's very, very important, because what does that say about him, honestly, first of all? Because they're past this whole life or death situation where maybe you want to hear the truth, where now he's more calm, he wants more truth, because he was lied to send him on this journey in the first place. And as much as he's glad that he saved everyone's life, he missed out on his daughter's life, on his son's life. And that is rough. And so the fact that he doesn't turn it to 100, but that he turns it to 95, he doesn't want to be lied to as much, but he still leaves that room for these lies that are necessary. And I think that's really, really powerful. Of course, he also ups the humor parameter, and TARS is like, okay, honesty parameter set, T minus 10 seconds to self detonation. TARS is hilarious. It's amazing. But yeah, Cooper doesn't wind up getting to see his son again. That's really sad, honestly. But they don't really dwell on that. But he gets to see the end of Merv's life with her entire family there. That was, wow, that was something else, guys. And she tells him to go, to no parent should have to see their child die. And I had forgotten about where Brand is exactly and where she's headed to. So they didn't even reach her yet. She's just out there because, yeah, she got sent into the future as well, and they're all just leaving Earth and going towards where she is now. Wow. That was something else. And he's going out to go find her, to take her out of that deep sleep, the long nap. And that made me so emotional because she was so broken that, I mean, she was sad first that the first guy died on that planet. She felt so guilty. The smooth planet with the tidal wave. She was really sad that Romilly died. She didn't want to sacrifice TARS, but had to. So she was like, okay, fine. She was like, Cooper, you asshole. But then having to sacrifice Coop as well, or not, she didn't sacrifice Coop. Coop sacrificed himself to feel the guilt, the weight of the guilt of being the only survivor. That's a very real thing as well. And she doesn't know that everybody on Earth succeeded in getting off of Earth. She's trying to execute Plan B, and she thinks that Cooper died for her. And that's what was making me really emotional at the end. I was just like, oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it. But yeah, she thinks Plan A failed. She's ready to do Plan B. She thinks every other human being that ever existed has been wiped out except for her. There is so much survivor's guilt there. And I mean, she's gonna set a timer for when to wake up again. But I don't think she's not gonna be the one to, the timer isn't gonna wake her up. Cooper is. And she's gonna have her mind freaking blown. And it's after she saved him, brought him back from the fifth dimension black hole thing, brought him back to outside Saturn, he's gonna be the one to wake her up. That is incredible to think about. Oh man. This movie's incredible, guys. I think I'm gonna have to give this a 10, honestly. Coming into this commentary, I was thinking maybe 9.5, but honestly, just going through all the emotions again, it has to be a 10. Yeah, it's that good, which makes it, I think, only the second 10 I've given. Oh no, it's the third 10 I've given a film made in the United States. I've given a 10 to Spider-Verse, Inside Out, and now Interstellar, which is 3 from the United States. The only other 2 10s I've given were both foreign films. Were, I think, the only foreign films? No. No. There were 2 foreign films that also got 10s, and it was Your Name and Parasite. Those were great as well, but this was emotional on an incredible level. I don't think I ever fully like bawled, but yeah, it was just like, oh, I was hurting the entire time. Like, oh, this is so painful to watch these people go through so much, but it's as happy an ending as you could possibly get, considering he missed out on his entire family's life. I don't know. But yeah, the visuals in this movie were great. The music was great. I can't wait for... Okay, so I have a patron, Dylan, who mentioned to me that Christopher Nolan films are shot on 70mm IMAX film, yeah, and how that kind of like widens the aspect ratio quite a bit, and it's really fascinating. We had a conversation about that. It was really interesting, and he mentioned that, yeah, like it's worth it to go see these films in that format, and there are only very few theaters left in the United States that show it like that. There's only one in all of New York City, and it's a big city of 8 million people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, hopefully Interstellar comes back to theaters at some point, to that theater specifically, because I want to see the full aspect ratio. Each ticket for that IMAX theater cost $25 because of the format and how different the experience is, but I think it's going to be worth it when this quarantine is all over, and I have to wait for it to come back into theaters as well, because it's an older movie. But yeah, really, really enjoyed this film, and I can't wait to see what it was like on the big screen at some point. I can't imagine this not coming back into theaters at some point. But yeah, really, really interesting talk I had with Dylan. But thanks for watching, guys. If you want to watch the full reaction for this film, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Leave a like, really, really helps out this channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.